Can we start? Can we start? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Welcome. Welcome to the 453rd chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. My name is Nikhil, and today I'll be playing the role of Sergeant at Arms. Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest provides supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skills and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let me explain you some basic rules of the meeting. Please turn off your mobile or set them on silent mode. So if you are setting them on vibrating mode, please do not keep on the desk. So I'm giving you some 10 seconds to do that. Online people, please mute yourself and do not share your screen unless instructed by Toastmaster of the day. Please start your video if you don't have any bandwidth issue. Kindly refrain from making any movement that will distract the speaker. You can use emojis, thumbs up, claps throughout the meeting. For example, if anyone is using word of the day or phrase of the day, you can give thumbs up. You have to follow greeting protocol. Whenever you are coming on the stage, you have to say good morning, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, and then you have to start your speech. And last but not the least, maintain broad smile on your face throughout the meeting. Now let me call on the stage our presiding officer, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Myself, Toastmaster Raghvendra, President of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest, welcome you all to 455th chapter meeting of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. And I call this meeting in order. Before moving ahead, so if any guest present in the meeting, I want to them to introduce yourself. How do you got to know about Toastmaster and about your profession? So any guest present online, offline? Yes. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Well, it seems really a great morning meeting you all. My name is Ishwari Anasane, and I learn I am in VIT, Vishwakarma Institute of Pune, and I am pursuing my BTech right now in mechanical engineering, and I am in my third year right now. Also, I have many hobbies. Like I do many things that as my right brain works a lot, so I'm more into artistic things. So I'm more into like singing. I play guitar. I compose poetries. I have interest in reading books. Yeah, that's all about me. Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Sanya Mandavkar. I'm currently working as controls engineer at Cornings Technology. I have done my BTech from Cummins College of Engineering in Instrumentation and Control. I've been working professionally since 3 years now. What I've realized is you are not able to express your ideas, whatever you have, in a meeting, or let's say there are some complex ideas that you have, and those are really good, but you're not able to explain it when it comes to sharing it in a meeting and making it crisp. So we tend on elaborating it and missing out the important points. So that's what I realized, that I have this what I'll say, a weakness in me. So that for that reason, I am here to work out on it. First thing, and the other things are, I am interested much into artistic appeal. Like I like painting, I like trekking. I have recently completed my trek in Kashmir Great Lake. It was around 14,000 feet altitude. So I like doing such thrilling things around me. And today I am here to have some thrilling experiences through this Toastmasters Club. That's all about me. Thank you.
Thank you. We all come. Do you have online guest? Any online guest presenters? Any online guest? Okay, fine. So we welcome all the guests present here. Please stay behind the meeting. We will have a guest briefing and introduce about Toastmaster and all the proceeding. I will conduct this briefing. So moving ahead. So I like to share one story of mine. So a couple of years back, when I was in final year of my college, it was a placement year, and we have a placement drives going on. Multiple companies coming for the recruitment. At that time, I was quite nervous. Like I had a public fear of communication, fear of public speaking, everything. So I was lacking the skill of public speaking. And at that time, when I'm facing various challenges, I to remember there were 19 companies that came, and I used to crack aptitude very easily. But the thing was, I was unable to crack the group discussions. I was unable to crack interviews. In group discussion, the situation was I unable to utter a single word. So all the students used to discuss among themselves, and I was to be silent one sitting in the corner, and that messed up my mind very, very well. I was become very nervous. It became so very anxious at that time. I was living alone at the time because of the placement thing, and it quite distracted me. At that time, the one thing which gave me a peace of my mind was our NSS team. We at NSS is National Social Service team of our college. So at that time, it was in month of November, where we used to go to a village, where to stay, to help the village for children to train some occasional trainings, help them in agriculture, build in the water irrigation, other activities. And those 1 week where I spent that in village with connecting with the people in the village, it gave me a peace of mind. I learned how small things used to give happiness at that time. And when I came back from that village, I started working on my shortcomings, working on my communication and various things. And finally, I got recruited in one of the reputed company in my field, core mechanical field. The later I understood, when you start giving, you start get retaining. Similarly, when I was there helping those children, the farmers, or people of villages, it gave us that pleasantry moment of happiness, but long-term memory of satisfaction, gratitude, and various things. That's what karma. And to know more about how karma works, today we have our Toastmaster of the day. He has planned a very wonderful theme for us. For benefit of guests, Toastmaster of the day is the anchor host of the meeting. So please give your kind attention to him. He will let you know about meeting proceeding, how Toastmaster works, Toastmaster meetings work, and everything. To act as a Toastmaster of the day, we have a very wonderful speaker. He's been our club champion in contest. Let's welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nilesh.
Very good morning, all of you. You all know that there are rules and regulations in everything. For every country, for every state, railway department, revenue department, in our offices, there are some compliance. In our Toastmaster meeting, we have some protocols, rules, which means we are bounded by that. Now, fun fact over here is every time these rules are getting changed. There are amendments in the rules. Why? It is for the betterment, right? But can you imagine if these are small things in our offices, in our any department, if there are rules, there should be rule for the universe as well, which we all needs to be followed. And fun fact of that particular rule is there is no amendment at all. That rule was there since the inception of the universe. The same rule is still applicable to everyone, and the same rule will be applicable till the end of this universe. And that rule is karma, law of karma. Now, we all know karma. But today, I want to make sure that you will be going out of this room after this meeting with some inputs from my side, which will definitely add value in your life. These inputs will help you to grow in your personal life as well as in your professional life. So before we begin, I would like to understand from some of you, if you can explain me the definition of karma according to you. We all know what is karma, but anyone can just in one liner or two. Yes. Which means what goes around comes around, right? Okay. Anyone else? Intentions. Okay. Right. Great. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I think that karma is just a action. It depends on what the consequences are. It solely depends on our intention.
Great. Great. I think you all are right. But let me explain you. Karma is so complicated, so complex that we will not be able to understand it. And this is something I'm not saying. This is something is written in our epic Mahabharata as well. So let's try to explore more on that. Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Theory of karma. In epic Mahabharata, Sudama, which we all know, friend of Lord Krishna, said that why this karma is so complex. Because when I was child, I grown up with one of my friends. We played together. We had same guru, which means teacher. But one person became lord of this earth. He had everything. On other hand, what I have, I'm a beggar, having only one bowl, that too for food. What I have done in my life? Why the karma is so complex that I'm not able to understand that? So that is nothing but a karma, which means whatever you're doing day in and day out, whatever actions you are taking, it can be you're speaking, you're walking, eating, going out, even thinking. So whatever actions you are taking, emotional, mental, practical, with the help of your mind, that is nothing but a karma. Those actions can be done in a 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, or maybe since you born till your death. Whatever you are doing, it's a karma. It can be positive or it can be negative. And there are cause and effects. Every action has equal and opposite reaction, as we all know. Okay, great. So I think with this, let's start with this particular meeting. I would like to start with the role players introduction. Every meeting has their tag team. Tag team is nothing but timer, counter, and grammarian. So let me call our today's timer, Toastmaster Ajay, who can explain you his role. I would like to welcome you.
Hello everyone. Hello, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, presiding officer. Hello, the guest of the day. I'm Ajay Vatwani, and my role is a timer. I will make sure that I record the time of everybody who is coming and giving a speech. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. Okay, now I would like to call our counter for today, Toastmaster Sanket. Toastmaster Sanket by profession is IT professional and he loves reading books. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, President Officer, Toastmaster of the day, and my dear guest. Today I'm playing role of our counter. So just imagine you just listening some speaker, and he has good personality, he has good content, but somewhere they use a lot of filler words and filler pauses. So that is effective on listeners? No, never. Because always flawless speaking, and with that, your body language, your tonality, always create your aura on the stage. So guys, today I am playing that AHA counter role, and record yours fillers and filler pauses and filler words, and report at the end of the meeting. Thank you guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Now our next role player is Toastmaster Abhishek, who is a grammarian who loves playing cricket. I would like to call Toastmaster Abhishek on the stage, please.
Hello, am I visible and my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So greetings to President, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. My name is Abhishek Verma and I'm going to play the role of the R counter. So as an R counter, it is my responsibility to make note of any improper or proper grammar usage, thoughts, words, sayings, figures of speech as well. It is also my responsibility to introduce you all to the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So today's word of the day is aura, which means a distinctive quality or atmosphere that surrounds a person, place, or a thing. It can be used in a sentence. For example, the aura of excitement filled the room as the team prepared for the championship game. So anyone would like to use the word of the day is welcomed on stage. Anyone would like to use the word of the day in a sentence? From online guests, you can just open your mic and go ahead, as no one is visible
Okay,
from it.
Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Raghvendra want to use it.
Okay.
The aura that Toastmasters meeting brings, the members here brings, it's of so high energy, it makes our day. Thanks.
Perfect usage of the word. Anyone else would like to use? So we'll go ahead with the phrase of the day. So today's phrase of the day is what goes around comes around, which this expression suggests that the actions you take will eventually come back to you, either in a positive or negative way. It can be used in a sentence. He had always treated people with kindness and respect, believing that what goes around comes around, and eventually his own life was filled with positivity and goodwill from others. Anyone would like to use the phrase of the day in a sentence is welcomed on stage.
Okay, Toastmaster Vishal wants to use it.
I would say the yoga. Yoga is the correct word for covering the both thing. If you do yoga, it will reflect in aura as well, and whatever you do, it will reflect unconsciously, and it won't appear as a intangible way.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. With this, I will like to end my report. I will present the grammarian report at the end of the meeting when called upon the stage. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhishek. Now it's time to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Swati, who is senior tech analyst who loves singing and dancing. Over to you, Toastmaster Swati.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Toastmaster Nilesh. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so very much. So, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you for today's Toastmaster meeting. So, as a general evaluator, I'll be observing the processing of the throughout the meeting. And throughout the meeting, I'll be keeping a monitoring on the role players as well as evaluators. I'll not evaluate the speakers because speakers would always be evaluated by the evaluators already. And I will give the general feedback at the end of the meeting. Like they say, what goes around comes around. So, and as a general evaluator, my job would be to turn you all into the smart people because an intelligent person learns from his mistake, wherein a smart person learns from others' mistake. So pay very concentration on my report at the end of the meeting so that we can improve or enhance our speaking skills as well as the meeting skills at the end of the meeting and give an improvised version for the next meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swati. Now we are done with all the role player introduction. Let me explain you the ground rule of this meeting. This meeting or any Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 sections. First, we'll start with the prepared speeches, wherein speakers will come on the stage and they will deliver their speeches, which will be evaluated by the seasoned Toastmasters. Our second session is table topics, which will be most interesting session of any Toastmasters meeting because you will be coming on the stage and delivering your speech 1 minute impromptu. And then our final session is evaluation session, wherein evaluators will evaluate you, the role players, speakers, and everyone. All right. Shall we begin with the first session? Great. So our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Vishal, who is IT professional, who loves watching movies, and today it's his icebreaker speech. So before I call him, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Deep, who is physician by profession, and he loves reading books. Over to you, Toastmaster Deep.
Yeah, hope I'm audible there.
Yes, you are.
Very good morning to Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. My target speaker going to deliver his first speech in his journey of Toastmasters. The purpose for his speech is none other than is for the members to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. I repeat, the purpose is to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So with that note, I am giving my all the best wishes to my target speaker for his speech. Over to TMOD of the. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deep. I would like to call Toastmaster Vishal on the stage, please. Toastmaster Vishal, your topic name is culture. Culture, Toastmaster Vishal. Over to you.
Would anyone would like to tell me what is a culture? Any volunteer from guests? Any thoughts about that? Yeah.
Tradition or practices that we followed
Correct.
throughout the period of time.
Right. Correct. So well said. The culture is like what we believe, what we do, the spiritual thing, ritual things, and the custom, whatever we perform. That is called as a culture. So we have heard many times, like we are in Pune, many other immigrants come here, like from UP, Bihar, or somewhere else. And we have empathy, like what they are, how they are pursuing their culture, how they are keeping their culture in their own way, how they are sustaining that culture. So we always feel empathy. We always meet our colleagues who came here and how they are doing with that. So we have the touch about that thing. So I will tell you the different scenario for that. Sorry. So good morning all. I'm Toastmaster Vishal. Today it's my icebreaker speech. So I'll walk through about my amazing life journey. Phase by phase, it's kind of movie, I would say. So yeah. by the name says Vishal Jadhav, like it's you might heard him. It's common in the Pune, Jadhav and all those things. But I'm not from Pune. I was from North India. So like when the Maratha Empire was on peak that time, my ancestor got property in the North India, like the Delhi and all those stuff in the Gwalior. So I born and brought up over there. And my father was an engineer and he was also born and brought up over there. From couple of generations, we were there only. My mother is from the typical Maharashtrian family. Like he was all touch with the farmers and all those stuff, kind of empathy, sympathy kind of thing. So I, from the childhood, we were having two kind of culture. Like my father was from North India and from my mother from typical Maharashtrian families. So we were having acquainted to that kind of culture from the childhood. My father was an engineer. He was a central government. So we used to have the transfer after 2 to 3 years, like Delhi, Gwalior, Jhansi, Meerut. We have all the stuff of that scenario, that culture. We have acquainted to that culture. So my mother was, she was kind fond of that. We should pursue our culture and all those things. So I remember my mother used to sing a lot of artis for. I heard a lot of artis from my childhood, like artis and mantra Marathi. But that was not for God. That was me and my sibling to remember our culture. We were having Pandurang and Tuja Bhavan in Jejuri Khandoba in our puja ghar, but I have never been there. I don't not knowing that. When the location changed, the God is also changed. God is same, but some different by different name is there. So I never gone to that thing, that culture, but I heard, oh, some artists there. And from my childhood, me and my all the siblings, cousin, we were all fascinated about the North Indian culture because we were having all the friends in our vicinity. So we used to fascinate, like, wow, what the marriage is, the entire night, the marriage, the Maharashtrian marriage is for 4 to 5 hours in the day. So we used to have argument, that kind of argument with my mom. Also, Karwa Chauth, that is quite fascinating. So I used to tell, why don't we have that kind of culture in our? So my mom replied, we have the equivalent to that thing. We have Hartalika, that is the same meaning. So that way we have to use to have the argument with my mother. But whenever we transfer to some other city, the plus point is that everywhere we get the Marathi families, the community center, and all the moms gossiping like how these kids will go, how they don't know about our culture, how they will perceive further, what will go on ahead. They used to take the actions for that thing, like how can we perform. They used to discuss like the strategy for that thing. I have seen many Marathi families, they don't speak in Marathi as well. But from my childhood, I was strict to that. We had to speak Marathi only. So that was the scenario. So I have seen the scenarios like the Ganpati Puja. Some places we don't used to get the Ganpati idol. So all the community lady used to find some vendor to get that thing. And in the Pola, like we don't have that statue of the bull. So mom used to tell it's an assignment. You have to build that thing and you have to build, like we don't know what is the meaning about that thing. So we used to do that thing. But always we were fascinated about that thing. My mom used to tell about the culture. We don't know about the Chhatrapati. She used to tell me the story, me and my brother, that it was a Jijamai and she did all those things. So by that we come to know it was not in our syllabus anymore. So that way we perceived. And after that, my mom's intention was to me to learn more about that culture. So that's why she moved to me in Maharashtra for engineering. I was getting admission in different colleges as well in the Delhi, but she told, no, you have to go there. You have to learn the things. So she moved me. But like our children, we tell them do this thing, they do exactly opposite thing. So that way I was starting making North Indian friends. My mom thinks that I'm the friends of Maharashtrian people, but I started making North Indian friends and I didn't pay attention to that thing. So, and after that, I got placed to some Capgemini, and after that, I gone to UK, London. So that time the karma hits back, you would say. What we go, that comes around to you. When we don't prepare anything in the exam, that exam, entire paper on that thing. So I moved to some other person's place who was leading the team from Pune. And I didn't get in the London, people said that we get all the Indian over here. But in my scenario, I was not having any Indian people. All the colleagues were 50, 60 years old, Italian, German, all those things, kind of British. And my roommate was Spanish. So you can think that I was not giving any exposure to that. So as soon as I moved there, and I was handling the team from Pune, that was completely Maharashtrian team. Before that, all my colleagues were North Indian. I was choosing the friend accordingly. So all the Maharashtrian people. So every time when I was the bridge between the team and the client. So every time any festival happens, they used to take the off. And my client told, is any holiday today in India? Is any holiday? I was also not aware of any holiday. I didn't pay attention to that thing. So they told, is it holiday? So I told, yeah, some holidays. One day I spoke with my Pune colleague. Today, what is the festival? He told Pola. So is it for snake or bull? So he was, oh, you are Jadhav and you don't know about that thing. I told, I know, but I want to know how do you guys celebrate that thing? So that's why I wanted to know. So he told that thing. And that day only the one black guy came to me and he told, what is a karma? I told karma. I didn't heard that what term. No, then he spelled Karma. So oh, it's a karma. It's a Hindi and Marathi. It is a karma. I didn't know karma don't have an English word. So it is a doing the duties. So he told, no, that is not the meaning. You have to learn that thing. So that day I realized that I am lacking quite behind the culture. I don't know anything. And one British guy complimented me, you're very poor in English. So all of a sudden came from my mouth that, yeah, all of a sudden I came from my mouth that English is the third language for us. Like from my childhood, my mom told that the first language is Marathi, second is Hindi, and third is English. So all of a sudden that came out of my mouth. So that day I realized that I have to work on culture. So I've gone through all the stories and all those things, what is the culture and all. And next day, that guy only told me, oh, you Indian, you work for this, you worship for the snake and the bull. So that time I was totally prepared. So I told, thanks for asking me the question so that I can explain the thing. Then I collected everyone, I replied to that thing that we Indian work the nature, we Indian worship the nature. We treat everyone as the same equivalent. So it's kind of thanksgiving to everyone so that we maintain the peace and harmony. So that's why we maintain, we do the puja for that thing. It is a kind of gesture for thanksgiving. So they also find, oh, it is an Indian culture and all that. So after that, I was always prepared with whatever the coming festival is coming to there. And the same thing I used to tell to my roommate as well. So I spent 1 year over there, but after that 1 year, all the clients were knowing all the Indian festivals. My roommate also knowing all the festivals. So whoever replaced me, it was easy for him to convey that it is this festival, and they always were ready for that thing. So this way, I would end the thing. I have a lot of content, but because of the time constraint, I will end my speech here.
I would like to request everyone to give stand-up ovations. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. It was a wonderful speech. We really got to know about your family, and it was like a two-state story. All right. So it's time now for the next speech. Again, next speech, icebreaker speech from Toastmaster Vinith. I would like to call evaluator 2, Toastmaster Raghvendra. He is project manager by profession, to read out the object of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Good morning, all. Once again. So the purpose of this speech is to member to introduce himself to the club and learn basic structure of public speech. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghvendra. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Vinith, who is going to deliver his first icebreaker speech in Toastmaster journey. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinith, and all the best.
Thank you for the lovely introduction. And first of all, very good morning to presiding officers, fellow Toastmasters, and the dear guests. Before I utter any word, I would like to ask a simple question. Just quick show of hands, how many of you take a regular walk or sometimes? Yes, quite amazing. So the day before yesterday, I was on a walk and just watching things around, taking my usual path. And there was one particular man that caught my attention. What was peculiar about him was he looked completely homeless, and he had no clothes on him whatsoever, no piece of cloth. What he had was just a plastic sheet draped around him like a sari. So when you come across such people, you obviously start contemplating like how fortunate you are. Like we all are so fortunate we are here, right? Just take my case. Like I was born and brought up in Jalgaon district, which is in the northern Maharashtra district. I had a educated family. Both of my parents were educated. Naturally, they enrolled me in a good school. It was a Marathi school, as Toastmaster Vishal said. It's very essential to take your primary education in your mother tongue. So they enrolled me in a school. First 5 years were really good. And then I went to same English schools. Same English schools are very different. Like if I had to convey it in a sentence, I would say it's like a Donald Trump Madhyamik Shah kind of thing. So
from my first to the 10th, I had good academics. I was rank 1 throughout the 10th. So I then, obviously, when you pass your 10th, you are given 3 options, either go for science or arts or commerce. And 80% of the people go to science. I don't know why. I still haven't figured out it why. So I went to science. And again, when you step the door, again, 2 doors come in front of you, either go for medical or engineering. Due to the financial constraints at that time, I was little hesitant to go for a medical side. So I started to prepare for JEE examination, which is usually it has become a cult now. Everybody goes for JEE examination. I did really great in those 2 years. I could qualify my mains examination, but I could not get through the advanced. And my so-called IIT dream was completely shattered. And I told my parents that this has happened. They knew about it. I was little nervous at that time. I didn't know what to do about my life. But again, I kept on going. So I took an admission in one of the colleges in Pune, it's Levi Patil College. And when such failure hits you, it obviously creates a fire within you. Like you want to do best in your life now. And with that pursuit, I also try to do best in my engineering, like the best I can do at my level. But what happened is, in very first year of my engineering, in very first sem, in fact, I had one backlog. That was maths. When you are having a maths backlog, when you have done JEE, you have studied for 2 years, and you are having maths backlog, that's like losing in your home ground. Like India-Pakistan match and you are losing in India. So it's that kind of scenario. So, but I kept things going. I had a certain group of people which were very encouraging. They lifted me up and I kept on going. And it happened after the end of engineering. I was a 9-pointer student, not to boast, but just telling you the facts. So I did my engineering well, then went out for campus recruitments. I was in Infosys for 1.5 years, and now I am pursuing my competitive examination preparation. The whole story, if you see, it boils down to one question, like after doing all these things, what am I doing here? It's very pertinent question, like what am I doing here? If I tell you, as far as I remember, in my school, I was a very shy kid, very fearful of stage, didn't want to go to stage at all. But not to say that I didn't go, I went at some times, especially on the 1st of August. And you know that line, that was a staple line of my every speech. I'll add it everywhere. So that happened, and I realized that it's very important to develop this skill. It's like a sword in your, it's sword in your arsenal, but unless you have sharp on it, unless you sharpen it, it's hardly of any use, right? So you have to develop those skills, you have to hone those skills. And that being said, when you come here, that was the purpose, the very purpose of coming here is to let go of that fear, right? And after all this journey, I have 2 important things that I have learned in my life so far through the experiences. First being very humble, and second is this thing, like what goes around comes around. You have to do good to people, it automatically comes around. Third is very important thing, and it's very essential, and the early we accept it, it's better for us because it creates an outlook for you to go ahead in your life. The thing is, the life is not like the Mumbai-Pune highway. It's more or less like the Kondwa road where you have a lot of potholes, people coming in, people jumping out. You just need to dodge them and keep moving. So that is from my side. Hope you had a good time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I think I would like to request everyone to stand up and give standing ovation. Icebreaker. It's really good to know about your story. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. Now it's time for our third speaker, Toastmaster Nikhil, who is quality assurance by profession, sorry. And his evaluator is Toastmaster Abhishek. I would like to call Abhishek on the virtual stage, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone here.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So one thing that we believe in the Toastmasters is the continuous improvement. One way that we do is by getting feedback. We give speech, we learn something, And after that, we do self-analysis, we get feedback from our mentor, we get feedback from our evaluator. We gracefully accept it and try to implement the same suggestion, including the knowledge that we have acquired in our previous project, in our next project, and throughout our life. And this is how we grow in Toastmasters. And this is what today my target speaker Toastmaster Nikhil is going to do. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech, receive feedback from the evaluator. After that, he will be using the feedback he has received in his next speech, preferably outside of the club, and he will be also be acting as an evaluator to help others. Because as we know, what goes around comes around. So with that being said, all the best, my target speaker, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Nikhil on the stage, please. Can you fool karma? Toastmaster Nikhil, can you fool karma? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So how many of you have heard from your parents that in your childhood, whenever you would go to your relatives and before you reach there, your relatives used to keep all important things, all valuable things, valuable items in the cupboard or somewhere else where you can't reach or your hands cannot reach? Definitely. My mother always tell me that. So why would they do that? Can you tell me? Yeah.
Because usually children sometimes take some valuation.
Yeah. So fear of naughty karma in our childhood. Good morning, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I believe most of the people present here have celebrated Raksha Bandhan this week. I also did. So in my childhood, most of the time, I spent my time with my elder sister. And like any other sibling rivalry, we used to fight a lot. I remember when I was child and almost 8, 9 years old, I cut her hair when she was sleeping. And when she woke up, I don't need to tell you what happened. I was beaten by her and we had a fight and she complained to my father about me. And again, I don't need to tell you what happened. I was beaten again brutally, double brutally by my father. My father always used to take her side. And I did not like that. But I did not get it until I became a father of lovely daughter. So maybe my karma was also responsible for not taking my side. So when I went to South India with my family in late 90s, my father bought a new camera and it was film camera because digital camera was very expensive at that time. So it was film camera and camera roll, new fresh camera roll. So it would cost 200 rupees and used to have 36 photos. So once you take photo, you can't delete it. It is digital. It is not digital camera. So I was very curious about camera. And when my father was not noticing, I took the camera and I clicked my almost 10 to 15 photos. So I don't know what it was called at that time, but now it is called selfie. So I took almost 15 selfies of myself. And then when my father came to know that I wasted almost half of the camera roll, I don't need to tell you what happened. I was crying for almost 3-4 hours on the beach of Kanyakumari. So it is called Insta Karma. You have to pay for your karma instantly. Now let me take you to another version of karma. So I was almost 15 years old. I took admission in the college. And I knew that where my father used to keep his duplicate key of bike. And it was Ganpati festival. So my family decided to go to village. So when they left for village, I took duplicate key of bike and I started bike and I went outside. And I took care that any neighbor in the society would not see me. I went outside and it was 2003. So Dhoom movie just released. And I was riding Boxer 80, Bajaj Boxer 80, like John Abraham was riding Suzuki Hayabusa, like and dudum. Can you guess what happened? I dashed my bike to the rickshaw. That rickshawala, he became angry and he angrily ran to me. But fortunately, I could escape from him and I could reach to my home and he could not catch me. My bike's headlight was broken. So I was very frightened. What if my father comes to know? So I came at the night so my neighbors would not come to know. I parked the bike in the parking lot and I kept the duplicate key at its original place. My father came after a week and he saw the broken headlight, and he asked me what happened. I don't know. You only parked the bike. Someone in the society might have thrown the stone. I don't know. And he believed me. He believed me. I thought I fooled my karma. But no. After 3 months, when I was talking to my friends, one hand came around my neck and I heard the voice, Orkhlaska. He said, do you recognize me? And I saw, and that person was the same rickshawala. And I was scared to death. I thought I'm gone. But he did not say much. And he advised me that not to ride bike without license. First you get 18, take license, and then ride a bike. So it was a moment of relief for me. I thought, okay, I thought I escaped from my karma, but no. My father came to know from one of his society friends that I took his bike outside when he went to village. And do I need to tell you what happened? Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, I think for a wonderful story. Quite interesting. All right. So I think we are done with the first session wherein all speakers presented or delivered their speech. Now it's time for the voting for the best speaker. All right. So for the offline people, I will be taking the names of the speaker. You can just close your eyes and raise your hand. For the online, I think we'll launch the poll for the best speaker. Are we set? Great. So please raise your hand if you want to vote for our first speaker, Toastmaster Vishal. Okay. Please raise your hand if you want to vote for our second speaker, Toastmaster Vinith. Okay. And please raise your hand for our third speaker, Toastmaster Nikhil. All right. Done. So online poll. Okay. Let me know once it is done. So now, till the time, I think we are getting done with the voting with the online poll. But before that, as we were talking about karma, I would like to explain you there are 3 types of karmas. All right. So we'll just complete the first one, which is shorter, and after that we'll take a break. All right. So there are 3 types of karmas. First is Kriyaman karma. All right. So what is Kriyaman karma? You get instant fruits or instant results, and you don't have to wait for that. For example, if you are thirsty, you want to have a glass of water, you will go, you will drink the water. You did the action, karma, you immediately drank the water, which means you are fulfilled now. Your thirst is over. Immediate fruits. If you're hungry, you go to the hotel or kitchen, you eat something, again, immediate karma, immediate fruit. So that is nothing but a Kriyaman karma, which does not store somewhere, and you don't have to worry about it, because whatever karma you did, you are getting the instant result. In a Toastmasters, you have given a speech with the efforts, and then immediately you're getting result, feedback, and sometimes best speaker award as well. That is the Kriyaman karma which we all are doing. Okay, I think that was it. I think we can take 5 minutes break, and after that we'll continue the journey of karma and we'll talk more about it. Thank you so much. रेडी झालं नेक्स्ट वीक मध्येच आहे ना कसं ऑनलाईन ऑनलाईन ऑफलाईन कसं
सांगतो ते मागच्या आठवड्यात
goes into a sanchit karma. If I take example of epic Mahabharata, Raja Dasharath, we all know, father of Lord Rama, Sri Rama. Now, if you know, Lord Rama was a god. However, even they were not able to interfere in the karmic account of Raja Dasharath. How? When Raja Dasharath was young, before marriage, they killed one of the Brahman boy, innocent Brahman boy. And when they killed, their parents cursed Raja Dasharath for that, because of he killed their son. But since at that time Raja Dasharath was not married, he had no son, that karma registered into their Sanchit karma. Few years down the line, when he got married and their son Sri Rama, what happened? Sri Rama went to the 14 years, right, Vanvas. During that, even Raja Dasharath, due to separation, they were died. They were not able to live. The challenge here is, even Bhagwan Ram was there, even he was his father, he was not able to take any action against the karmic account. He was not able to interfere in that because it was their Sanchit karma. So we cannot deny the fact that no matter what happens, karma is applicable for everyone, and nobody can, separate that. If it is registered, it is registered. That's it. All right. With that, before we move on to our third type of karma, I would like to call our table topic master for today's session, Toastmaster Sheetal, who is IT professional and who loves cooking and reading books. Over to you, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Good afternoon, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. As we are proceeding with karmas, and as Nikhil also explained in a very good way, what kind of karmas can be there. There can be many kind of karmas we can apply in day-to-day life. So in day-to-day life, we come across many situations, we go somewhere, we experience something happens in our life. So our today's table topics are around that only. So I have these chits. You have to come pick any one of it. There is some activities are written on it, or you must have gone those places or have experienced that kind of thing. So in between 1 to 2 minutes, you have to talk around that only. Believe me, it will be easiest thing. These are only your experience you have to share around that. And most probably it will be funny, I believe. So let's start. First, any Toastmaster first, then guest will come. Anyone would like to come first? Yeah, please. Anything you choose. Yeah. So you have to talk around your bad movie experience.
Bad.
Yeah, if you watch any movie, you don't like it, or nowadays movies are also releasing. So your view on it, that also you can talk around. Okay.
Good morning all. Good afternoon all, sorry. So bad movie, I can recall me and my all the friends, we have gone to movie Omkara, and after a start movie, we were like feeling sleepy, we will sleep, or we left the theater in between. So that was the bad experience I have ever. So I would like the feed, like we have many kinds of movies. Some are motivational, some are give you some different dimension. Like I have seen the Super 30. That was a movie which touched my heart. Like that make me learn that we have to do something for community, for charity, because whatever we have, we should have that gratitude to share that thing. So anyone, we can improve anyone's life, we can improve anyone's like family, because one person if learn that entire family get the benefited about that thing, and he wanted to share that thing. So that was my best experience. After watching the Super 30, it was a touch my heart. I also started doing the charity kind of thing, whatever I can do. So that's the experience from my side. Thank you.
So guest now will be given the preference. Please come. Let me keep it like this. You can choose any one of it. Just a second. Okay. Your name?
My name is Sanya.
Sanya. Yes. So Sanya's topic is her restaurant experience. Restaurant experience, Sanya. Sanya, restaurant experience. Over to you.
Yes. Okay. So I am a foodie. I love enjoying different cuisines. I love exploring more. And now that I'm a earning professional, I spend also without caring what kind of things I am doing or anything. So there was this restaurant where we went. It was an Italian place, and I think we just went from we went out of it was the first experience which was done after college. So in college, as we know, like we have Italian is what? Pasta. That's it. We had no other thing for that. And once we went to this proper Italian place, and there we were like, oh, there is this pasta, we don't even know how to pronounce it. And we used to sit there, and we just ordered one, and that too hesitantly, like and since we are from I'm from Ratnagiri, I like spices, I like gravies, I like rich food. Without that, my food is incomplete. So there we were like, oh, this is aglio olio pasta, let's order it. It sounds different. So we ordered it, and we went to this restaurant without looking into reviews that later on we considered very meticulously. So there we ordered this, and it was just a boiled pasta and with some garlic or something, and that too burnt. We were like, oh, if this is Italian cuisine, we don't want to go there. And everyone there was like, oh my God, what have we eaten? We literally, it was so horrible. And I think the ambience also was not that good, which was given in the reviews. We went through the Google Map reviews that we had. So it was like that. So then we realized, we need to be very meticulous about things, waiters and everything. Waiter service was also horrible there. So that was and when we came out of it, we were like, so let's have this vada pav and let's just forget this aglio olio pasta that we had. And that was the worst experience that I had that time. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Sanya. So next guest, yeah, please. Your name?
Tushar.
Tushar. Yeah, please. So Tushar's topic is, nowadays it is coming, Diwali house cleaning experience. So over to Tushar. Diwali house cleaning experience.
Okay, thank you. Diwali house cleaning experience. Actually, every year the experience changes from my childhood. We can say at a age of or before 10 or before 20. What is the experience that my mom and dad gives me some task to clean that from the age of 12 or 14 we live in the Baramati and we have a two-room house and also connected rooms, our own rooms that we were rented to the others. Now, Diwali cleaning is not only cleaning for us. We have clean as well as paint all the home, and we do it by ourselves. We purchase the colors from the market. We make that colors, and before that, the cleaning process was going on all over the house for our two rooms as well as the our rent uh, uh, rent rented persons also. We order them first clean your home, then we will paint our home as well as your home, and from the outside we have to paint all the home. Normally we called as a char, and that was a very nice, or we can say as a hardworking experience from the childhood. Initially we start painting from the bottom side, and once I grown up, I took all the responsibility of the painting, and even I was built one home in my native place, that is Satara. At that place also, you can't imagine that before 2 to 3 days of my marriage, I'm painting my house from the outside, and that is the experience for my side. That is the cleaning of house. It's thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Tushar. It was a nice experience. I think everybody will be starting for the Diwali cleaning soon. Who would like to come next? So for Ishwari, it is vacation or packing for vacation experience. Over to you, Ishwari.
Okay, so vacations are the most amazing and exciting things for students who live like far from their homes. So even now, I went for Raksha Bandhan. So it was really nice experience, and when you live away from your home, the way you feel and like it just extends exponentially. Like it just you just feel each and everything so much. You just feel the food at your home, you feel everything. You feel the way your mom treats you, you feel the way your friends treats you, you feel each and everything. So basically when you leave away from home, you have to do everything on your own, and sometimes it's very irritating, sometimes it like it it is very depressive for students. And in case of packing for vacation, if you ask me, when I go to my hometown from the Pune, so I tend to like pack each and every clothes. So I make sure that I don't miss on any jeans or any top, so that I don't miss on any combination to wear. Whenever I feel, I shouldn't feel like, oh, I didn't get this, so now I don't have anything to wear. So in that case, I pack everything, and due to that my bags get really heavy, and I always have to ask someone to please get me from the station. Like my mama and mommy, only they have that experience. So yeah, that's it from us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ishwari. Yeah, we anyone from online would like to volunteer for this? Is there anyone? Am I not audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Sheetal. We were looking out for someone if any guests are there to give them the first preference.
Okay, so yeah, please come. Your name?
Ajay.
Ajay. So Ajay's topic is cooking experience, either of yours or your mother's. Or I don't know whether you are married or not. Or if you are married, your wife. So over to you, cooking experience. Sorry.
Hello, everyone.
So I would say living in a Pune and not being foodie would be a wrong thing. So I am a foodie, of course, and I've been away from my house around after 12th class. So living in Pune and not cooking would also be a wrong thing. So I started learning learning cooking uh, things which especially I like. Started with Maggie, and of course, then eventually after I got married and the COVID hit, I learned how to cook biryani as well. So now on every weekends I tend to cook, or maybe after this Toastmaster class I will again go and cook. So, but the good part is it's an art which I personally feel that it helps you to think a lot of things in a different way. So when I cook, I personally believe that there are so many different methods which are not traditionally known to everybody, but I try to make sure that I try different things differently. And the best part is I market my food so that everybody eats it and it gets finished. It don't waste. So and for that, I think everybody tend to speak about my food, and which eventually gives me a positive suggestions and sometimes negative as well. And those I try to take positively and try to improve my fooding or cooking habits or cooking ways. And I think most probably today also I'm gonna make a biryani after this Toastmaster class. Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we can take one more, right? Yeah, anybody would like to come? Yeah, please. You can take other one or you're fine with it. Okay.
Naval.
Naval. So Naval's topic is weather experience.
And in the rains also, it is very beautiful. But from the place where I come, Ahmedabad, it is mostly hot and humid in terms in like for the 8 months. So whenever like I visit hometown, I usually say this that in your Ahmedabad there is very hot and humid atmosphere to my friends and my relatives. And my friends and relatives like ask me how come you can say that it is your Ahmedabad, you have been here till like 24 years and you are just 1 year in Pune and you are saying this. So I tease them in that manner. But a few days back my parents came to Pune and they experienced this kind of weather. So they told me that now you settle down in Pune, we are pretty much ready to move to Pune. So this was my experience. So one of my friend also came to Pune, and he also settled in. He also got a job in Baudan. So he also was very fascinated. Like यहाँ पे तो गर्मी नहीं होती, he said, and I was like, that is the magic of Pune. So this is my weather experience overall.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I think we are done with table topic session. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. I think it was a wonderful session. All right. I think now it's time for the timers report for the table topics. I would like to call Toastmaster Ajay on the stage, please. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Hi everyone. So starting with the opening speech by Nikhil, he took around 2 minutes 30 seconds, and then presiding officer Raghvendra, he took around 3 minutes 34 seconds. Guest Ishwari to introduce, she took around 1 minute 10 seconds. Guest Sania took around 1 minute 50 seconds. Then Toastmaster Nilesh, Toastmaster of the day, he took around 5 minutes 30 seconds. And Nilesh, while introducing the session and the speaker first, took around 2 minutes 4 seconds. And icebreaker Vishal took around 8 minutes 30 seconds. Nilesh took around 1 minute 50 seconds to give the feedback and introduce the next speaker. Vineet, who gave an icebreaker speech, took around 5 minutes 30 seconds. And Nikhil took around 5 minutes 50 seconds about can you fool karma, and break was for 5 minutes. And then Nilesh took around 3 minutes to introduce the table topics, and Vishal took around 1 minute for the table topic. Sanya took around 2 minutes 2 seconds. Tushar took around 2 minutes 8 seconds. And Ishwari took around 1 minute 45 seconds. And I took around 1 minute 35 seconds. And Naval took around 1 minute 30 seconds. So, thanks everyone. So I think everybody qualifies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for the detailed report. I think now it's time for the voting for the best table topic speaker. All right. I would request all of you to close your eyes, please. And I would also like to request Toastmaster Nikhil to launch poll for online. Okay. So Toastmaster Vishal, our first table topic speaker. Anyone would like to vote for him? All right. Guest Sania. All right. Guest Tushar. Okay. Guest Ishwari. Toastmaster Ajay. Okay. Toastmaster Naval. Okay. Fine. I think we can open this. Yes. Toastmaster Nikhil, are we done with the online poll? Great. Okay. Fine. So before we move on to our final session, which is evaluation, as I was talking about types of karma, we covered Kriyaman karma, Sanchit karma, and last one is Prarabdha karma. Prarabdha. We all have heard this word. Some people say lucky, some people say destiny, and I normally prefer Prarabdha. So what exactly it means? When our Sanchit karma, we do that, it is stored somewhere, we are not eligible at that time, that's why it takes some time to get the fruit, and that time is nothing but a Prarabdha karma. When whatever we have done something in the past, but now it's time to get the fruits, that is nothing but a Prarabdha karma. You all must have wondered sometimes that in maybe in your office or somewhere, in your college, there are people, who are taking a lot of efforts, but they are not getting that kind of results, but there are people who are not taking that much efforts, but still they get promoted, or they still get some sort of, better results than other people. We always think why it is happening. I have done such a great job, or I have done a lot of innovations, whatever it is, but I don't get usually that kind of result, positive results. What is happening? It is, and then some people call it as a, he's lucky, maybe वो तो उसके प्रारब्ध में था, something like that. So this is nothing but a prarabdha karma, because maybe you have not done something in this life, but what about past? We don't know about it. Or maybe in your current life as well, few years back you have done something. So again, I would like to give you one last example from epic Mahabharata. Dhritarashtra, we all know, right? After Mahabharata, he asked question to Lord Krishna, why my 100 son died? What I have done in my life? I don't remember that I have done something wrong like this, that I have to see my 100 sons dying on this ground. Lord Krishna smiled at him and told him, 50 births back, you were birds hunter, which means Dhritarashtra. And one day when he was in forest, he threw burning net on the tree, 50 births back. When he did that, around 100 small birds died on the spot. However, there were few big birds, they were able to flew away. But in the process, they lost their eyes. And that was 50 births back. And the result is now you are blind entire your life, and also your 100 sons died over you. Then Dhritarashtra asked next question to Lord Krishna, but it was 50 births back. Why didn't you give me that kind of result at that time? Or maybe after the next birth? Why you waited for 50 births? Then Lord Krishna said, because it was your prarabdha. At that time, or maybe after that birth, you were not eligible to have 100 sons. Or maybe your sins, your wrong karmas were not that much powerful at that time. It took you 50 births to store those kind of karmas. And in this birth, you became eligible to have 100 sins. Now you have 100 sins, they will die. And now your karma was so wrong that you were blind throughout this life. So he took 50 births. Now the moral of the story over here is, whatever we are doing, we are not sure what is going to happen. Maybe you may get result immediately. It can be Kriyaman karmas, or maybe you will not get result immediately. It will be a Sanchit karma, or maybe whatever fruits you are getting now, you may be thinking sometimes that I have not done something extraordinary, but still I'm getting good things in my life. I'm lucky enough. No, you're not lucky. You have done really good deeds in the past, maybe in this birth, or maybe 100,000 births back. It's a cycle. All right, I think with this, we can start with our final session, which is evaluation session. I would like to call our evaluators, our first evaluator for the first speech. Okay. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Deep, who is physician by profession. I would like to call him on the virtual stage, please.
Hope I'm audible there. Please.
Yes, you're audible.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and all my dear guests today, raise your hand if you today got introduced with Toastmaster Vishal. Yes or no? I hope the answer is yes for many more. Because the way he narrated his personal story about his culture, and most importantly, the objective of his speech, that was none other than to introduce himself in front of the club along with a structured content. And yes, of course, I believe it was absolutely there. Now, talking about what went well, just as a disclaimer, I will not go for any recommendation to him being his first speech. Yes, but definitely, I'm very fortunate to talk many more where he excelled and he done so many good across his speech. So let me start with the first, with his name Vishal, the V for his vocal variety. Yes, he was truly vocal in his tone, in his voice, in his speed of the speech. It was entirely flawless and fluent, which I feel. And I would like to have a round of applause for his fluent speech today. Yes, now going ahead, the E. Sorry, it was interesting. The second letter of his name, interesting. Yes, absolutely. The way he started his journey, as he is like a North Indian, though his name itself indicates something like a Marathi, but he's not Maharashtrian. He's a North Indian with his Marathi mother, having the Marathi culture in his house. Then there is a turning in his situation when he land up into the Cab Gemini as an employee there, and he got his team having the varied cultures, and he acted as a role model for them to spread the culture, specifically the Marathi culture. And that was actually something very interesting story where he narrated. Then come this, yes, I already mentioned it was a structured content. There was opening, there was a body, there was a little bit scope in his conclusion, though it was a good conclusion. So opening, body, conclusion was entirely followed throughout his speech. Then coming to the H, the hand movements, the gesture was, nobody will second to me that it was not good. Of course, it was entirely, he was having his smiling face. So throughout his opening to his conclusion, he was just narrating his story in a very smiling and very humble manner. That was, I think, everybody could second to me. Then it was, yeah, audience. Audience was highly engaging throughout the speech that I could feel and sense. Last was the yell. Yes, it was the learning experience for all of us to know Toastmaster Vishal from you about your culture, your values, and all of us entirely are thankful for your speech to bringing out your ideation, your perspective about the culture with your personal story. Over to Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you very much.
We're not audible from the meeting room.
Audible?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So his journey from his birth to this podium, and he covered it meticulously in his 5-minute speech. Now his purpose of his speech to introduce himself to the club. Now I want to ask you a few questions to you. First, where he was born? Right. He did his schooling in which medium? Marathi, and later semi-English. He completed his college from DY Patil, right? First year he had a one backlog in subject, right? And later he worked, studied, and he got his HGPA 9 over 9. So his first objective to introduce to the club was met. He explained about his journey about life with a very beautiful stories, and we got to know who Toastmaster Vinith is and what he is trying to achieve. The good thing about his speech, one thing was humor. He used crack couple of jokes like the same English kind of a Donald Trump college. Then it was a kind of India-Pakistan match and we are losing the. Then road is kind of a Kondwa road with the pothole. So those jokes, those humor was excellent. He had a good clarity in his speech. We were able to understand. His pace was good. He was not rushing or lagging. He was having a very smooth pace throughout the speech. He was supporting his speech with the hand gestures. And his speech was so interesting and engaging. All the audience was throughout the speech was engaged. And he was prepared, so well prepared. He was quite comfortable with the speech. We don't feel that nervousness because of his preparedness. Now, second objective of his speech was to learn basic structure of public speaking, of speech. So for benefit of guests, so any speech contains structure is simple. We have an opening, we have a body and conclusion. In his speech opening, he had asked questions to get audience attention. That's the purpose of opening. So you have a good opening, so we get audience attention at the start. In body, he had a couple of stories and he had a good transition between those stories. And in conclusion, he stated his purpose, why he joined the Toastmaster, to hone and to improve his communication skills. Both the objective of his speech met. So only one recommendation I have for him, as Icebreaker pretend to hesitate to give recommendation, but I have only one recommendation, that is eye contact. Sometime I found out his eye contact was lagging. He was focused on one side of the room, or he was remembering by looking up or looking down. He was recalling and giving his speech. So if you want to recall something, or if you want to remember, take a pause and stay in the audience. So that way you are keeping audience connected, not losing, and you are remembering and preparing what you want to next say. So don't lose that eye contact. So that's only one recommendation for me. To summarize, you had an excellent speech, you had a good opening body, you had a conclusion, you made the objective, introduce yourself to the club, to challenge, work on the eye contact, and to challenge in your next speech, you add a story, try to increase it to certain speed, to 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so it gives a better clarity, better entertainment to the audience. So that's all. All the best for your future pages.
It was most engaging session. All right. So it's time for our third evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek, to evaluate our Toastmaster Nikhil's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Yes, hello everyone. So I hope I am audible in the physical meeting room.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So in this particular meeting, we have learned a lot about the result of karma. What the karma is and how it works. And especially Toastmaster Nikhil even took it a bit more forward by introducing his own experience in his speech today. Now, for this purpose of the speech, his job was to understand the structure, receive the feedback, and to use it in the coming speeches. So I will be giving some what are the things that he did good and what are the improvement he could have bring. First is the clarity. Now you have seen that he was quite clear what is the objective of his speech. At the same time, he made it very clear to the audience. All of you could agree with me that you were able to accept the message he was telling. His structure was topical structure. That means he had different point or different storylines, and he was explaining the stories very well. He was going deep into it. Not only he was telling what was the result, he was telling what he was feeling, and the surroundings as well. So this was really nice. The structure and the storytelling, amazing. Coming to the vocal variety, there could be some improvement, but still there were many places where he used vocal variety while singing song or while presenting a certain topic. The thing that I loved the most was his gesture and eye contact. You could have seen that he had shown a open body language. His hand was like this, and every time he was speaking to the audience, he was not just focusing on one section, he was focusing all the section. He was moving his hand from one end to another end, giving the message to each and every section of the audience. At the same time, he was making eye contact with all of them, which is very commendable job today that he has done. And also, one other thing that I liked about his speech was audience awareness. At the beginning, he asked the question to the audience. He got a response from it, and then he continued with his speech. Also, he was very comfortable on the stage, and he grabbed the attention of the audience throughout. Now, what are the improvements that could have done in today's meeting or in today's speech? So first is that I really love the one thing that is your hand gesture and you're gracefully moving in the stage. If you want to bring it to the more higher level, then use some complex hand gesture or body movement. For example, when you are saying that to take a picture, you can show the action of taking a picture. Or if you are telling about bike or vehicle or anything like that, you can give a gesture for it. So what it will do is it will create that image inside the mind of the audience, and they will be able to relate it even more, and the story will be much more powerful. Second is that you asked a question, you get an answer, but after that, I observed that you continue with your speech. After getting a speech from the audience member, you could have acknowledged a bit more, you could have added some more points so that it will encourage the audience to participate even more. And it
Toastmaster Abhishek, sorry to interrupt you. I think you are not audible clearly.
You are going to end the speech. When I say signal, it's not that you are going to say that I'm going to end the speech with this. You could have changed your body language, conclusion or the speech. You could have given that conclusion to them. You could have given some action point or some learning from your side after telling your story, which could have taken your speech to even more level. So, I really like you giving the speech your level could improve on those points. That will be an amazing sprint, and I will be definitely want to hear more speeches from you. So that being said, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. for the detailed report. Now it's time for the timers report for the evaluators. I would like to request Toastmaster Ajay come on the stage, please.
Hi everyone. Actually, this is my first time I'm taking as a timer role, so I haven't taken the evaluator timers. So extremely sorry for it, but then I'll keep a note of it next time. Sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. All right. I think now it's time for the voting for the best evaluator. I would request everyone to please close your eyes. All right. So please raise your hand for the first evaluator, Toastmaster Deep. Okay. Please raise your hand for the second evaluator, Toastmaster Raghvendra. Okay. Third evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek. All right. I think we are done with the voting for the best evaluator. Now it's time for the grammarian report. I would like to request our grammarian to come on the stage, please. Toastmaster Abhishek.
Hello, is my report visible to everyone and I
Yes.
am audible?
Yes.
So kudos to Toastmaster Nilesh for making this an exciting and thrilling segment. Let's start off with the people who Toastmaster will use word of the day and phrase of the day. Word of the day has been used by Toastmaster Sanket and Toastmaster Raghvendra. Phrase of the day is used by Toastmaster Nilesh, Toastmaster Vishal, Toastmaster Swati, Toastmaster Vineet, and Toastmaster Abhishek. By a Toastmaster. A metaphor makes a direct comparison between two things. Similar to a metaphor, compares two things. Personification is a figure of speech attributed to human characteristics or qualities to non-human entities. Hyperbole involves extreme exaggeration for emphasis or effect. Let's come upon the good usage that I found throughout the meeting. Shortcoming used by Toastmaster Raghvendra, which means fault or weakness. Quote used by Raghvendra. When you start giving, you get in return. Compliance, word used by Toastmaster Nilesh, meaning the act of obeying something. Amendments, word used by Toastmaster Nilesh, meaning an addition to some law or document. Inception, a word used by Toastmaster Nilesh, meaning establishment of organization or something. A hyperbole was used. Karma can be practiced million times. Quote used by Toastmaster Swati, meaning intelligent person learns from his mistake, smart person learns from other mistakes. One, we have metaphor used by Toastmaster Vishal, like a movie. Vicinity used by Toastmaster Vishal, a word meaning the area near, surrounding place. Acquainted, a word used by Toastmaster Vishal, meaning something. Personification was again a figure of speech used by Toastmaster Vishal. I was the bridge between these things. Peculiar, a word used by Toastmaster Vineet, meaning unusual. Contemplating, word used by Toastmaster Vineet, meaning to think carefully. Hyperbole again, intense used by Toastmaster Vineet, meaning a fire within you. So Vineet also went on and used three similes that is on your screen. We come upon Toastmaster Nikhil and Nilesh, who explain the term instant karma or kriyaman karma, means paying for what you have done instantly. Metaphor used by guest Sanya, which means rich food, as a figure of speech. Meticulously, a word used by guest Sanya, which means be careful and precise. Again, a metaphor used by Toastmaster Ajay, cooking is an art. Fascinated, a word used by Toastmaster Naval, meaning attraction to something. Ideation, a word used by Toastmaster Deep, meaning process of generating ideas. Then we have abrupt used by Toastmaster Abhishek, meaning unexpected. Inching, a word used by Toastmaster Abhishek, meaning moving something close to something. Improvements or improper usage that I found. Incorrect word, I was became, it should be I became. My role is a timer. You can use it. I never gone, incorrect usage can be used as I have never been. All of a sudden, that come can be used, all of a sudden that came. Were educated, incorrect use, you can use an alternate word as are educated. Then we want tell me what, when referring about the past, we can use explain me or inform me about. Are around is an incorrect usage, you can improve it with revolves around or based upon. Touch my heart, you can alternate word can be touched my heart or affected me deeply. We were rented the house, we can use the alternate sentence like we rented the house or we leased the house, or where he was born. You can the correct usage when asking question can be where was he born. With this, I likely to end my grammarian report and hand the stage back to the Toastmaster Day for the rest of the proceedings.
Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I would like to announce that first flawless speaker that please big round of applause for them. The Toastmaster Vineet, Toastmaster Nikhil, Toastmaster both Abhishek and Deep. The second is that almost flawless, the TMOD, our TMOD is Nilesh and Raghvendra. The third category is that the flawless word, that +5, the Toastmaster Vishal, Toastmaster Sheetal, and Ajay. But yes, good that they will improve a lot. And the fourth category is the +5 filler sound, the Toastmaster Tushar.
Toastmaster Sanjay. All right, now we are done with all the reports. It's time for the general evaluation. Who will be our Toastmaster Swati, who will be evaluating the general meeting. I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Swati, please.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Nilesh, for giving me this opportunity. Okay, so now let us see what is the current of our role players today. And here we don't have any current because we all are here for learning and we only do all good tasks and we all are here to get the good deeds or the karma back. Okay, so let's go ahead. First, the meeting has been started by the Sergeant at Arms. The Sergeant at Arms has started the meeting on time and he has given a perfect start, a good start, being very professional. He started off the meeting really well with a good note. He introduced the guest, he updated the rules and regulations, and he even introduced the president in a very well-mannered way. So kudos to our Sergeant at Arms today. A big round of applause. Now, next would be a presiding officer. Presiding officer Toastmaster Raghvendra has set the right tone for the meeting today. He has not just updated the guest once again who has come late, but he has even given the right mood or explained the theme of the meeting really well. So he has given a good start and introduced the meeting or given the right vibe to the meeting. So again, job well done. Now we'll go ahead with the timer. The timer has already has shown the cards at the right time. Initially, I was quite impressed because he was showing the cards even for the role plays, which we used to do in our traditional meetings. If Toastmaster Raghvendra or someone believes, in the initial meetings or the traditional meetings, whenever we used to count even the microseconds or the nanoseconds. The timer used to be very conscious and show cards. So the start was really good. He even started the cards for the role players, and he even updated or read out the timings of the speakers and even the table topic speakers. But when it comes to evaluators, he did miss it. Not a problem. That was the only feedback point for me for timer, as well as great job done from his end, being the first time role player. And first time role player needs to have a lot of guts to come on the stage and tell where he missed. So from everybody, a big round of applause to our timer today. Job well done. Now coming to our grammarian. Wow. I think this was the best PPT I had ever seen from the grammarian so far. Very meticulously done. And kudos to Abhishek on that for setting this up for even for the upcoming grammarians, whosoever is taking up the grammarian roles. The word of the day, the phrase of the day were very easy to use. Each and every one of us could use it and could implement it. But the one point which prohibited from most of the people using it is the grammarian can ask us to show or read out the thumbs up rule, wherein the people who are using the word of the day and the phrase of the day, if they had been given a thumbs up or would have been encouraged, there could have been more people who use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So, and apart from that, the report was so flawless, and he has given the meanings of even all the good usage, not so good usage. He even took care of the metaphors, whatever were used in the meeting. So, big round of applause. And for the next time, whoever is taking up the grammarian role or whoever is taking up the role, they can take Abhishek as a role model, as well as just use the one thing, as I always told, smart people learn from others' misses. Use the thumbs up rule, because thumbs up rule would encourage each and every one of us to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So job well done, great job done, Abhishek. Now, when coming to the R counter, Sanket, Toastmaster Sanket has done a fabulous job. Last time in the feedback for the R counter, it was told like start with the flawless speaker, then start with the nearer to the flawless speaker, and keep increasing the count. Like if one flows are make or two flows are make or two fillers are make. He even introduced his role in a very great way and very confident way. So no feedback, job well done again to the R counter. Kudos. And when it comes to the when it comes to the evaluators now, evaluators are all seasoned Toastmasters and they have followed CRC approach really well. Each and everyone have a different methodology of evaluation. So I'm not going to judge them more, but as they have followed the CRC approach and the kind of evaluation they had given was very, very useful to all the speakers and can boost the speakers or encourage the speakers to reach to the next level or to power up or to skill up to the next level. So kudos to all the three evaluators today who has taken up the role and who has done a fabulous job today. And next, coming to the table topics master, that is Toastmaster Sheetal. The topics were really, really simple. It could even make anybody or everybody speak in the meeting. The topics were kept concise and up to a limit of mark so that each and everybody can participate in the meeting and can come up with their and can come up or come out of the fear of speaking or the public speaking. That's the main motto of the table topics session. So kudos. And there was a good participation of guests as well as the Toastmaster. So overall, great job done. And as now Sheetal has been taking up roles very actively, and as she will be turning a seasoned Toastmaster very soon, just one pointer, like if somebody is coming on the stage for the table topics or giving a speech, at the end of every speech, just tell them like, wow, it was a great job done, or wow, it was a great speech. That would encourage more and more table topic speaker to come onto the stage and speak up. So I think I covered everyone, right? Or did I miss anyone?
TMOD.
Perfect. TMOD is the captain of ship. I didn't try to mention it because he has done so fabulous job. I didn't considered him as a role player. I considered him as a master of today's meeting. So Nilesh, what a topic. Karma, what a topic it was. It actually encaptured everyone. And he not just kept the theme of the meeting, but he has kept the essence of the meeting throughout the meeting. He explained like what karmas are, what are the different types of karmas are. And whenever he had a little bit of chance, or one or two, even few seconds of chance, he came up and he shined like a knight in armor. And his overall control of the meeting was extremely good. And uh, his overall energy throughout the meeting was mesmerizing. So great job done, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nilesh. So that's it from mine. And if any feedback need to be given to me, you can always DM me or you can always WhatsApp me so that even I can keep improving, so that even I can improve myself. And over to the Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nilesh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati, for the wonderful report. All right, now it's time for the role players voting. Okay, we'll first start with the auxiliary role players. For the benefit of the guest, let me tell you what does that mean. Auxiliary role players are timer, counter, grammarian, and sergeant arms. All right, so let's start with the voting first. You can please close your eyes. Okay, raise your hand for our sergeant arms today, Toastmaster Nikhil. Okay. For our timer, Toastmaster Ajay. Okay. Our counter, Toastmaster Sanket. And grammarian for today, Toastmaster Abhishek. All right. Great. Now let's start with the main role players voting. For the benefit of the guest, main role players are Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator, and Table Topic Master. All right. So please close your eyes. Okay. Please raise your hand for Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nilesh. Okay. Please raise your hand for Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Sheetal. Okay. And our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Swati. All right. With this, I think we are done with the voting for today. So before I hand over the stage to our presiding officer today, Toastmaster Raghvendra, I would just like to conclude our today's theme, karma. So by now, we all got to know what is karma, types of karma, and in general, a few incidents from Mahabharata as well. From my point of view, if I tell you my personal experience about karma, it's a cycle: birth, death, and birth. And it will keep going for n number of years. All right. And how it works basically, there is one book called Theory of Karma. From that, I have taken these notes. That book talks about, it's about destiny is moksha. We all are going to moksha. This is the journey. And this journey is not easy for everyone because of karma. Until and unless we don't exhaust all the karmas, what we have, we won't be able to go to the moksha. For that, we always have to take birth. And taking a birth or even, dying is not an easy process. When we come to this world, we have to be in the zone of 9 months in the womb of mother. It's again a painful process. And when we die, when we don't die easily, again there's a painful process. We have to go through these steps every now and then, every birth, death, birth, death. Why? Because we have not exhausted the karmas which we have. So when we take birth, we have to finish or we have to exhaust the karmic account what we have for this particular birth. Until and unless we don't exhaust it, we don't go to the next birth. And when I say karma, it can be positive as well as it can be negative. If we are not able to finish that karmic account, negative karmic account, or even a positive, we still have to live. There is no back and forth in that. And once we exhaust for this particular birth, even it is a positive thing, if we have not got that fruit, we still have to wait in this birth, and then only we move on. So please ensure that we are following the right karmas, good karmas in our life. We never know what we will be getting in the future. That was it from me. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I would like to call our presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Raghvendra. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again. So how was today's meeting? Awesome. Excellent. So I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. So let's have our guest feedback, how they find today's meeting. So starting with guest Sania, share your experience and when are you planning to join?
So today's experience, it was quite amazing because everyone got an opportunity to speak, and the main thing is, there were evaluators who would watch out for your flow. There is the R counters or the fillers. So it feels really good to be like, I would like to be in this journey where I would like to improve myself on all these points, and develop my grammar also, because as I got to know new words as well today. So it was a good session, and I would like to enroll myself in. So let's see. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Ishwari.
Okay, as I said in introduction, I felt really nice seeing you all and being here today. And we get opportunities to speak up always, but sometimes it is formal, sometimes it is informal. It is not always like we go on speaking in English, as this is not our mother tongue. So I felt really nice, and I have given extempores at many stages. Like when I was in 8th standard, 9th standard, my English teacher used to conduct these activities. But after that, the English speaking and all this became just a like routine kind of thing, and there we don't consider grammar and all of these things very like point to point. So it is a really good platform to improve yourself in all aspects. Thank you. I would like to be the part of it, surely.
Thank you. Yes, Tushar.
Uh, Actually, this platform gives aura to everybody to improve ourselves, and what goes around comes around to us. That's it.
Thank you, guys, Tushar. So I request all the guests to be present after the meeting. So we have a guest briefing and induction. So couple of announcements. Let's congratulate our first time role players, Toastmaster Ajay. He was performing timer role for first time. And our first time speaker, icebreakers, Toastmaster Vinit and Toastmaster Vishal. They have started their public speaking journey today. Now couple of announcements. Next week we have our club contest for humorous speech contest and evaluation speech contest. So all are eligible for the contest. So anyone who want to participate in as a contestant can nominate himself to our Toastmaster, himself herself to our VP Education Toastmaster role. Or if you want to take any role for the contest, be contest chair, timer, tally counter, you can nominate yourself to our VP Education Toastmaster Rohan. We have annual renewal open for period of April 24 to September 24. So anyone want to enroll, take membership for their next term, if you want to participate, take any leadership role, planning to take any leadership role for next term, like our Club XCOM. So you can enroll now and take those opportunities. That's all for announcements. Let's start moments of glory of today's meeting. The winners of today's starting with auxiliary role players. The best auxiliary role player goes to our grammarian Toastmaster Abhishek. Abhishek, you had a wonderful report that really helped everyone. I request you to share with our club WhatsApp group so everyone can take benefit of your report.
Definitely.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. Okay, fine. Next, we have a table topic speaker, best table topic speaker is guest Tania. I request you to be stage. So, can you take a picture? Congratulations. And best evaluator is Toastmaster Raghvendra. That will be myself. Oh, fine. No. So main role player of today's meeting, the best role player of today's meeting is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nilesh. Thank you. And the best speaker of today's meeting is Toastmaster Nikhil. The humorous speech here. Thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. That's all. Let's officially adjourn today's meeting. Let's have a group photo. Let's have a group photo. Online, anyone start because online to start their video and can take a screenshot. Toastmaster Abhishek, please let you know if you take a screenshot. Hello, Toastmaster Abhishek, Deep, both Abhishek, anyone?
Yes, I will take the picture.
You can take some. Thank you.